guys? Mr. Freecoiner coming back to you again today. Hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves. So, so the last couple of days have been very interesting. We've seen a lot. I think I'm going to be honest with you. I think there are so many different things that are distracting us. We're being led down these different roads that are getting kind of setting us up, those of us who are kind of just new maybe or afraid that we're not going to be able to take advantage finally after 8 years of waiting. I think a lot of us are afraid that we're not going to be able to take advantage of the profit taking. And I'm seeing a lot of people kind of putting out kind of fear-based information. Now, don't get me wrong. It is a concern of mine too. I want to make sure that I get some type of profit. It's been too long, right? And I totally get it. But I think that's being used against us. And the reason I say that is because there's all of this information that's coming out, like all of these different things that have happened. Arthur Britto, Joel Katz even coming out saying the things that probably he should not have said. Maybe it's just little nuggets that they're putting out there, letting us know that XRP should be much higher. And honestly, it's not just about XRP. I think it's about the whole market. I think we are expecting the same kind of the same effect that we've seen in the past, and I think it's possible that it won't be like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there are millions of freaking coins out there. There's so many coins, right? Here, even CoinGecko doesn't even show. It's only showing 17,000, but there are millions of them out there, right? And in all of that, there's just a bunch of money that's just sloshing around all over the place, and it's causing it to be drawn away from the coins that actually mean something, right? But I think at this particular time, this is new because we have institutional money that's actually in the market. And they are never going to be outdone by retail. I can tell you that now. We're going to have to be super, super smart, super patient and focused to actually achieve what we're trying to achieve in this market. I think a lot of people are going to get out too early. I think a lot of people are I think a lot of folks are going to jump out at about $5 to $7. And I don't blame them. Believe me, I've been going back and forth so many times. But look, before I don't want to just belabor all of that. First of all, as we see here, the market's been a little choppy over the last couple of days, since Sunday. We've had a little bit of action here and there, but it's it is what it is, right? We're doing, we're in consolidation right now for most everything. Bitcoin's been consolidating. It's finally back up to 119,000. XRP is at $3.50. And it just goes on and on. I mean, everything is kind of just in it's in that mode where it's like building up momentum. Cardano's up quite a bit. It has really, I don't know how many of you out there are into Cardano, but it's up 88 cents. I mean, it was hanging around 60, 70 cents for a long time. But all in all, I think everything's kind of moving together. We don't have any serious breakouts with anything. I think Flare actually got a nice little pump today. Let's take a look at it. I think, let's see. Yeah, we got a 12% pump out of it. And I'm going to tell you guys, as I mentioned, I think Flare is the XRP play in 2017. All right. I think I think Flare is going to absolutely blow people's wigs off, right? That's what I think. So we'll see, but I think we need to think, I think you should be definitely paying attention to Flare and also Songbird. So anyway, that's really all I'm checking out here. The market's doing all right. I think we're probably going to see things burst off, and it may be after a little bit more significant dip. We might see, just like the information we got today, and I'm going to go into that more yesterday and today. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about the market. Now, here we got this particular article, Ripple's U.S. banking license decision set for November 29th. Now, that's interesting. 2025, unlocking access to $155 trillion global payments market. All right, so the same day we get this, right? We know the banking license. I didn't know that it was supposed to be a decision set for November 29th, but look at that, November 29th. Okay. But at the same time, we have this U.S. banks kick against Ripple's banking license. So we have these banks that are basically petitioning to have these regulators pause or stop or halt the this process for Ripple and other companies that are trying to get banking licenses. Yes, it could be that the banks are, afraid. Personally, I think they're feigning this fear. Look, guys, don't kid yourselves. When you're talking about institutions or entities with the type of money these banks have, do you really think they are on the losing side? Absolutely not. Don't fool yourselves. Okay, they're gonna drop all of these articles out there to make people think that there's some turmoil going on. No, that's not the case. These banks are already positioned. This is for our benefit, right? They're already tied in with Ripple. They're already tied in with all these other companies. They're just throwing a little artificial friction out there to amp up the drama for us. That's what I believe. Because you don't spend decades or even, I'll just say decades. Up to over 100 years, we'll say, being at the top of this game to be upset about. Come on, let's get real, right? But again, this is for our benefit. This is to make us believe that there's something, that they've been caught off guard and they're not ready. No. This is to solidify. This is to solidify the desire that we have for Ripple and these other companies to get these banking licenses, right? That's to solidify it with us, to make us. This is a tactic, okay? Now, a lot of I really, I know I haven't really talked like this in a while, but main reason why is because, back when I was doing that, my videos really took a hit. Like I stopped getting very many views. Like even now, it's still I don't know if they still have some type of ban on me or whatever, but I don't care anymore. Whatever. The fact is, we are the only ones that are in the dark here. We are the only ones that don't know what's going on. Okay. Let's go here. There's where is he? Here. So Working Money Channel, if you want to check out the video, go ahead and do that. He put this out earlier today. This guy right here is saying that $6 trillion in banker slush funds is waiting on the side to go into Ripple, XRP, whatever the case might be. Most likely into XRP. But look, they're not going to drop this let's go back to this. November 29th, 2025. By then, wouldn't you think the bull run would be over by then? Wouldn't you think that? We're getting ready to cash out. Like, we're getting ready to sell. But this decision isn't coming until November 29th, which will absolutely open things up to a level that we can't even imagine right now. And this man right here is saying that there's at least 6 trillion in bankers slush fund waiting on the side to be dropped into XRP. I mean, come on. We have to kind of, like I said, take a step back and let's read the writing on the walls. They're going to allow XRP to hit $8 to $10 to $12, maybe even $15. You know, maybe even 20. Okay? And then we're going to have a serious pullback. This is what I think. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know what's going to happen. This is what I am assuming because I know how these people work. Why wouldn't they do that? They don't. Just imagine the amount of money. Imagine the amount of money that would come into XRP with these type of, I'm not saying even 155 trillion coming into XRP, but being exposed to this, even at 1% of this, would be absolutely mind-boggling. That's $1.5 trillion at 1% that XRP would be exposed to if this is the case, right? Yet we have these banks up here saying, oh, you better be afraid. We don't want them to, we're going to make something happen. No, they want Ripple and these other companies to have banking licenses because they already set all this up in the background, guys. Come on. There's money sitting on the side waiting to come into XRP, and they don't want us to take part in it. This is the reason why I've been saying plan properly. If you plan on selling all of your XRP, hey, that's on you. That's on you. But this is the very reason why you diversify. So you don't have to depend on one thing to get you where you want. Right? Of course, am I going to sell some XRP? Absolutely, I'm going to. But I'm also going to make sure that I set enough aside that I can take advantage of what could possibly come. I said this, and again, I could be wrong, but I think we're going to see this bull run seem to come to a conclusion, possibly sometime next month. Things are going to pull back, and it's going to look like, we may even get another little peak, but it's going to look like it's over, right? And when we get towards the end of this year, it's going to be it's going to be a total different situation. I think we're in a time right now where crypto is actually going to catch up to where it should be, right? Because we got Wall Street coming in. We have the real estate market coming in, tokenization. Guys, everything is coming into crypto. This is inevitable. So again, all I'm saying is be careful, be mindful of how you operate in these coming days at going up to the end of this run. Just be mindful. You may want to keep a little bit aside. Now, again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm simply sharing my thoughts and opinions. That's it. Do not take what I'm saying as me telling you to do one thing or the other. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I think. And again, I could be totally wrong. I could, I'm just some idiot on the on the internet, on YouTube. giving his opinions, you know, hey, take it how you will. Take it with a grain of salt, however you want, right? But it's something to consider. Because again, and I always mention this, or rather, I have mentioned this several times before, and it's been a while, right? But years ago, when I first started this channel back in 2018, I found an article that broke down exactly how we are manipulated, how these institutions, how these bankers, how these, the Wall Street, how they manipulate us to take our money. And that's what their whole game is. Yeah, they'll let us come out and play, but their whole objective is to take our money and leave us broke and destitute. That's their point. They don't give a damn about us. So it is up to us to make sure we're doing things that will eventually benefit us. Don't take the bait with all the other bull crap. All right. And again, check out Working Money channel and check out this video. This guy right here, he almost sounds like he's crazy, but I believe him myself. I have to take things like this at face value because I don't have any information to dispute him. So it's just, like I said, it's something to consider. So guys, yeah, just think about it. That's really all I have for you today. I've just been doing a lot of research, looking at a lot of stuff. Been on the XRPL, like, checking out all the stuff. If you're not on XRP marketplace, guys, you got to check that out. There's so much going on. The amount of money that I actually have to put out, is very minimal, but I've made so much on it. It's not like life changing, but it's far more than I put into it. And it's really cool. If you haven't done so, check it out. Definitely take a look at it. But guys, that's all I have for you. Like I said, I hope this video was somewhat, informative. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, subscribe button, and the post notification button. Come back and see me again. Until next time, this has been Mr. Free Coiner. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.